Hey, what is up mortals? It is Akida here, and before we get into today's video, there's something I'd like to say. I'd like to let you all know that we have a merch store. Some of the items in it are only available for a limited amount of time. So, if you're interested, go into the description and check it out. Each purchase helps us make more content. Secondly, if you didn't know, only 25% of you guys are subscribed to us. So please hit that subscribe button and click the bell icon. Now, with that out of the way, let's get into the video. For today's deep dive, we will be talking about the water magic in Fairy Tail. Water magic is a type of caster or holder magic, where the user can manipulate or control water in various forms or ways. It allows the user to utilize the physical properties, magical powers, or magical summons connected to water and use them to their own advantage. Now, let's dive into water magic users and their powers. One of the most prominent wizards who use water magic is Juvia. She was a former guild member of the Phantom Lords Guild, and on its elite team as the Rain Woman of the Elemental Four. After the Phantom Lord arc, the guild was disbanded, and she started secretly stalking Grey Fullbuster. She had fallen in love with him at first sight, when Grey defeated her during their battle to stop an enormous magic circle from being created and wiping out the guild. After her defeat by Grey, the gloom and clouds that gave her the name Rain Woman dispersed, and she saw the sun for the first time. This admiration and love for Grey had a great impact on Juvia. She changed from being gloomy and lonely into someone who was sunny and cheerful. In the Tower of Heaven arc, Juvia helped Team Natsu to rescue Urza Scarlet and later Happy from a dangerous group of wizards. Soon after that, she became a full-fledged member of the Fairy Tail Guild. At first, most of the guild members don't trust her, as she was part of a guild that tried to destroy Fairy Tail. This, however, didn't stop her from trying to prove to her fellow guild members that she can be relied on. Juvia also made it to the list of the candidates for the S-Class Mage Promotion Trial, a test to rank up from a normal wizard to a higher ranked wizard at the Fairy Tail Guild Sacred Grounds, Tenro Island, and as a teammate, she chose Lysana Strauss. This makes her one of the members of the Team Tenro, who was stuck on the island for 7 years. Later in the series, she becomes one of the members of Fairy Tail Team B at the X791 Grand Magic Games, and then the combined Fairy Tail team on the last day of the games, as a substitute for Natsu Dragneel. Juvia's water magic is quite extremely powerful, and she's very skilled at using it. Her body is entirely made out of water, and she can transform into water completely, so any physical attacks have no effect on her. This gives her a great defense against physical fighters, because any kind of attacks they use just simply pass by or through her body. One of Juvia's other abilities is that she can make bubbles. These bubbles are like water helmets filled with oxygen that can be used for undersea travels. Another one of her spells is Water Slicer, as it creates a single wave or multiple blades which can cut through anything on its way. These water blades can even slice through solid rock or shred metal into pieces. She can also create a whip-like tube made of water called Water Cane, which she can use like an extension of her hand and can use for tremendous long-range attacks. Another long-range attack spell of her is the Water Nebula. She can create a 2-column of water that rotates around in a helix formation that can push and cause massive damage to her opponents. Similar to that attack is Water Jigsaw. She uses it for short-range attacks directed at her opponent, in which she can transform herself into a rapidly spinning cone or swirling mass of blades. Next is Water Lock, which is all about forming a large dome of water which contains no oxygen, basically trapping enemies in a water prison until they suffocate or pass out. Parallel to that though, she can also create a bubble of water filled with oxygen that can support a group and floats on water. Lastly, she can do a full body transformation alike to the water body, the Sierra. It is a short-ranged attack spell with an unpredictable speed that can change the temperature of the water depending on her emotions. She also unlocks a powerful spell using her second origin, like a second boost of magic, which she called Wings of Love. It is a vicious whirlpool attack that pushes her opponents away with a massive force. She named it as a token of how she loves Grey. Juvia's emotion can influence her magic and make it even more powerful. Her feelings towards Grey and towards the Fairy Tail Guild can make her go into a full rage. Channeling her magic into a straight shot, she can easily sweep away some of the strongest opponents. If she thinks someone imposed a threat to her friends, especially to her beloved, she's willing to fight just to avoid that danger even happening. Juvia also performed a unison raid, which is a fusion of two wizards' magic with two of her comrades. She is the only wizard in the entire series to use unison magic with more than one partner, and with little to no training on either side. Her first unison raid is with Lucy at the Tower of Heaven, and the second one is with Grey at the City of Magnolia, although the pair use unison magic many other times as well. As for the first unison raid with Grey, it created needles of ice from the pillar of water that rises from the canals of the city that froze and rained down on their opponents. Before we get back into the dive, I would like to say that, in case you guys didn't know, we are a secondary channel to our main channel, We the Celestials. We the Celestials is full of fun what-if stories. If you have the sugar tooth for great storytelling, please give that channel a visit as well. If you are interested in the content we share with all channels, make sure you click the icon on the top right corner, or check the description below for a link to the channel. Now, with that out of the way, let's get back into the dive. Wizards aren't the only ones who can possess water magic or water magic attributes. It is also known that the celestial spirits can use similar magic as well. Among the 12 golden celestial keys, there are 2 celestial spirits who can use this sad magic. These 2 are Aquarius, the water bearer, and Pisces, the 2 fish. Aquarius is a celestial spirit contracted to Lucy Hartfilia of the Fairy Tale Guild. She is a spirit with the appearance of a mermaid with a blue color theme, from blue hair to blue skills on her till, who carries with her an urn with unique markings on it. Although she's very powerful, unlike the other 11 zodiac spirits, there are special conditions that must be met to summon Aquarius. She can only be summoned if there's water available around, and this water must be used to activate her gate key. This often leads to fits of anger directed at Lucy on where she was being summoned from. Everything from puddles and bathtubs to fish bowls and oceans. Her personality is scary, moody and ill-tempered, plus with a little care towards her celestial wizard safety. She is also in a relationship with another of the zodiac spirits, Scorpio, and this can lead to even more ire if she is summoned on or before dates. Aquarius is one of the strongest celestial spirits that Lucy has, and her power with water is immense. She has full control over water and can release it through her urn into powerful attacks. One of her water magic abilities is Torrent, where she absorbs water into her urn and blasts it onto her foe with a massive amount of force. Next is Bubble Shot, a stream of big water bubbles that she releases from her urn and hit her foes with explosive results. And lastly, Water Pillar. This skill is where she swings around her urn with water projecting from it, directly at her foes, to create a massive pillar of water that strikes straight at them, kind of like a club or water wall. Another celestial spirit who can use water magic is Pisces. Pisces is made out of 2 spirits that work as a pair. They are contracted to the celestial wizard Yukino Agria of the guild Sabertooth. Pisces has 2 forms. Their first form is their fish form and consists out of 2 elongated bodies of eels. Their second form is their true form, which is that of a mother and child. The mother, the light eel, is a caster-type magic spirit that can produce a large amount of water that syncs to her movements when she kicks. It causes blunt force trauma using water and can cause a lot of damage. The sun, the dark eel, is a hoarder magic spirit who wields a trident. The tip of this trident sends concentrated waves directly onto his opponents. By combining their magic, they can create powerful beams of water as an attack. It is ironic that the weakness of their true forms is water, as it turns them back into fish. It can also be possible to use water magic by using some magic items, armor, or weapons. One of these magic tools is the Sea Empress armor, one of the armors in the collection of Urza Scarlet. With it, she can nullify any kind of water attacks that are weaker than her own magic. With this armor set is a crystalline blade, a long sword made of magic crystal that can cut through and reflect any water attacks thrown at her. This blade is called the Sea Empress Sword, and the blade of this sword can be turned into water completely. Like the Water Slicer spell used by Juvia, it also allows the user to cut through any objects using water blades. This ability was used by Urza during the S-Class promotion trial at the first round between Juvia Loxa and Lysana Strauss. Finally is a water magic card called the Prayer's Fountain. It's a type of spell card in which, once the wizard activates and throws this card, it summons a blast of water that strikes in many different directions. The water from the fountain is extremely volatile to the touch. However, the effects of touching it are still unknown. Another type of magic item is the Star Dress, Aquarius form from the celestial world. It was used by Lucy Hartfilia after she sacrificed the golden key of Aquarius, and it was bestowed to her by the Celestial Spirit King. One of the magic spells of the set Star Dress is the Water Barrier. Water Barrier is a defense spell magic on which the user can create a barrier made out of water that can protect them from any incoming attacks. And lastly, the Aqua Metria, an attack spell magic with which the user can send a water wave attack to their designated target. So, thank you all for watching the video to the end. Now, there are a few more things that I'd like to go over before the video ends. On behalf of We the Celestials, I'd like to thank the writer for this video, as well as the editors for this video. Their details will be in the description below. If you're a voice actor, editor, or writer, or you're interested in becoming one of those, go to the Discord that is in the description of this video and hit up the head of one of those areas. We're always looking for members to join us. That's it from us for today's video. So thank you all for watching, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you're interested, and hit that like button if you like the video. Until next time, peace out mortals, have an amazing day.